following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Beige, punk, yo, wanna be Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you guys today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope everybody's doing well. And before we get started with anything, let me say hi to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
In that shirt with the shirt underneath, all you need is a rocking chair, right? A rocking chair.
I look awesome.
And he looks like old man Joe in a cabin.
I love it.
Okay, I didn't know you were mountain climbing today.
No.
Anyway, to start off the show, we went to the movies the first time since COVID. Would you believe it? Because I don't go in public places too often with E. coli and all that crap floating around that I got sick from. Anyway, it was probably the greatest night of my nights in a long time. The movie Flight Risk was okay. The movie was interesting. But who stole the show was Michelle Dockery, who was on camera the entire time. All you saw was really her. And of course, Mark did an excellent job, Mark Wahlberg, playing a crazy guy. But she just stole the show. This woman can act better than Meryl Streep, better than any actress I have ever seen. She just does things with the role. She is, and she works with her eyes and her face. Everything works together. She's brilliant. She's so coordinated in her work. It's very important for an actor to be coordinated in their work. You can't be all over the place. You can't be untamed. You have to be contained. And she contains herself to the part and delivers it in such a way that I sit there with my mouth open. Not only is she beautiful, but terrific. She's English, and you know her from Downton Abbey and from
Disturbing Behavior.
Good Behavior.
Good Behavior.
She just is an outstanding actress. I suggest that you go see this movie. It's good. It's a good film. It's exciting. It's fast moving. It's adventurous. It's a lot. You have to use your imagination because it is a movie. But Michelle Dockery's performance is outstanding. She is on camera the entire movie. She holds this movie together, and she also stole this movie away from the other actors. I can't say more, except I would love for her to come on our show. And if anybody out there knows Michelle or her manager or a contact, please do me a favor and let them know that we would be so happy to have her on our show. And it would be a good show, no cursing, no crazy crap. It would be a serious show about her and her talent. So please do that for me. I know we go to England, and she is English. So somebody must know her in England that watches our show.
So you guys, the movie stars Michelle Dockery. She's the lead with Mark Wahlberg. Relax. With Mark Wahlberg and Topher Grace. It's directed by Mel Gibson. Had a great opening weekend. It really is a good film. I enjoyed the film a lot.
I did too. I loved it.
But she does an excellent.
I would see this movie again just to watch her work. because her work is so outstanding.
Yeah, so it's really good. We recommend it. Everybody should go check it out and go see it.
When an actor is in a movie and does smiling, crying, fear, pain, anger, it's a dream. It's an actor's dream. And she ran away with it because everything I just described, she did in this movie. It goes from her being the hero to, anyway, go see the movie. You'll enjoy it. Trust me.
Yeah, it's a good movie, guys. So definitely go and see it.
It's not a beat 'em up movie. It's not a Jason's Statham movie, but it's a damn good movie.
The entire movie, 99.9% of the movie takes place in an airplane. You got in a little teeny airplane.
Yes,
the
actually,
three characters.
Actually, I would say the whole movie. The movie is the airplane, and what goes on in the airplane is so interesting. And what's his name did do a great performance. He changed his look. He became something he's not.
It was definitely something new for Mark Wahlberg. He's
Yeah,
not usually.
and Mark was excellent. Mark was excellent, but Michelle Dockery stole the show. She just made the movie happen. No other actress could have handled it as well. Another actress, would have shown her boobs and did that kind of nonsense. She doesn't do that. She's not that way. She's a real actress, stage actress, theater.
So let's talk about our show today, you guys. We've got two great guests coming on. The first guest is going to be Bill Russell.
Who?
His name is Bill Russell. You might be friends with him on Facebook. I am.
Bill Russell, I think so. But we're no relationship.
No relationship. No relationship. Our second guest is going to be Morrigan Thompson-Milam, who's in a bunch of the same movies as the Angel Nicole Bradford, who we had on the show about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And they work in a lot of movies together. Should be a lot of fun. And then, oh shit! I just forgot what I was going to say.
That's because you're old.
Yeah, I'm old. Anyway, you guys. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. Please keep listening to us on Red Circle. We broke 3 million plays on Red Circle yesterday. And Red Circle is the best platform to hear us on. If you're going to listen, if you're going to watch, you can watch on YouTube. But since most people listen, please check us out on Red Circle and just look up the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.
But if you just listen and you don't watch, you miss out on the joy and pleasure of seeing my face, of seeing how magnificently gorgeous I am and young and handsome. I'm 6'4". I weigh 230 pounds. I have my arms are like 26 inches. I have a 22-inch waist, a chest that's like 43 inches. I'm just like a hulk of a gorgeous man, young and handsome.
In the meantime, go
but
ahead.
If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn.
In the meantime, keep listening to us on Red Circle because that's the only
that's
the only platform that actually pays us. People don't pay it when we don't get paid for the people who watch us. We only get paid for the people who listen.
We get paid.
Yeah. Anyway,
I never saw a nickel.
You don't get the money. Like the money goes into building the show. So
building a show.
Yes. Actually, they like your watch in the chat room.
Oh yes, it's a 40.
That's a 40.
And it's black and yellow because I'm wearing black and silver in my shirt. And I thought the yellow was the closest to the silver.
There you go. B. Claudia's joined us in the chat room. Hey, B.
I'm one of those I'm coordinated freaks. My shoes match my trousers, and my watch, my jewelry match. I like to coordinate. Fashion today, I don't understand. I've seen some people with plaid pants and polka dot shirts and striped socks, and I don't know if they're trying to be clowns or if they're trying to go against what is proper, but it stinks and you look like shit. So dress nice, coordinate, shade your clothes, wear things that blend and mend. You look like you have class. It's class and style. The other way is very bozo the clown, stupid.
So we want to also tell everybody.
Like Jimmy right now, he's got on blue and white striped pants with that plaid shirt.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't go.
Very GQ.
And there's no colors that match. The pink.
It's blue. Everything goes with blue.
No, but not. That plaid shirt does not go with striped pants.
Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Bozo the clown.
Anyway, so you guys, you can hear us on Red Circle, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Amazon Prime, and 360 TVN. It's very cool. I also want to let everybody know Zombie with a Shotgun is going to get redistributed with a new distributor and a director's cut. It's going to come out in a couple of months, and Zombie with a Shotgun is also going to be turned into a television series. So it should be a lot of fun.
And I'm in Zombie with a Shotgun.
And so I think
and I hope they pick me up for the TV show. Although I don't know that I'd be able to work television because it's a very fast pace, not like film. Television, you cannot improvise on your script. You must stick to the script exactly, which is something I never do. And it's hard work, television, because it's fast. So maybe not.
So we'll see how it all
Just
goes.
like I can't do stage anymore because, who could remember 40 pages of dialogue? I can't. Things happen when you're 80 plus. You lose a lot of stuff. Good thing I didn't lose my wang. That's working. When my dick goes, then I go with it.
There you go. So anyway.
Then I knock myself off. Because what good is a man without a penis that works? I mean, I feel sorry. There are a lot of men out there who have penises that don't work. And it's sad because their wives or lovers, boyfriends leave them. We really don't emphasize the importance of our dicks. We know we pee through them. That's a function that we all do. But having a dead dick is not fun.
I don't know.
So if my dick dies, I go with it.
There you
I'm
go.
going to commit dick suicide.
In the
We'll
meantime,
call it dickicide. That's a new word, dickicide.
Okay, so I was going to say something. Now I forgot.
You have nothing to say.
I always have lots of things to say, but I have nothing
But
to
they're
say
not
right now.
interesting.
Your hair is all over you.
My beard, because I shaved.
Yes. Okay.
Does
So
that bother you?
no. In the meantime, you guys, our first guest is tuning is about to come in. We're going to bring him on in 1 second. Before we do that, I want to play a quick music break, and then we'll bring him on. The song we're going to play, you guys know Stefano. He's going to be in a film we're doing soon, and he has a brand new song. It just came out last week. It's called "Would You Mind." So check out Stefano, everybody. Would you mind? And then when we come back, we'll be on with Bill D. Russell. Take it away, Juan.
Woo, 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 woo.
Would you mind if I made you mine? So much I wanna show you. So take my hand, come for a ride, yeah. I'll fly us to the moon, baby. Anything to make you smile. All the magic we can find. Would you mind? Be the ribbon in my sky. Would you mind? I feel about you differently. Your voice, it is my harmony. I sing for you and honestly, my song will never change. I never thought a man like me would find the one so easily and as beautiful as you. No one does it like you do. Oh, and though tomorrow's a mystery, I've made my mind up. It's you and me. So, would you mind if I made you mine? Now that I found you, let's get lost, just you and I. Oh, I'll fly you to the moon, baby. Anything to make you smile. All the magic we can find. Would you mind? Yeah, be the ribbon in
enthusiasm. Good.
Hey everybody! So that was Stefano. You guys, the name of the song was "Would You Mind?" It's a great song. I love it. And now we're gonna go and bring on our first guest. Let's see if we can hear him. Hello. How are you? No, we can't hear you.
I'm kidding. Now can you hear me?
No, that's so funny because we had a problem last week with the guy Paris Randall, which I think you might have even know him. And and when he came on, and it took us like 15 minutes to figure out how to get him to talk, so you freaked me out there a little bit.
Sorry about
Don't
that.
fool around like that because I can get violent and beat the shit out of you.
I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
Whip you all over town. When I meet you, I promise I will beat you mercifully because you scared the shit out of us.
But it was good. Hey, you did a good job. So hold on. Let me do an
Let
introduction.
Hang on. How does it feel being a Russell?
Right?
Isn't it nice being a Russell?
It is. It is.
We Russells are stars.
We are.
Right?
And if I'm not mistaken, Ron, didn't you used to do Rosalind Russell?
Jane Russell.
Jane Russell.
Yeah. Jane
I get
Russell.
my Russell ladies confused. Jane Russell, that's right.
Jane was my best friend for years.
I'd like to think we're all related in some way.
No, we were just buddies. People thought we were husband and wife when we went out because they referred to me as Mr. Russell, and it was okay.
Right.
But they meant it because they thought I was married to Jane. Or one time somebody said my mother, and I thought Jane was going to have a stroke at the table. we were out eating, and a fan came up and said, "Oh, can I have your mother's whatever?" I said, "My mother's dead." And then another time somebody said she was my sister because they said, "Oh, you look like twins." I thought, okay.
So hold on, I want to do an actual introduction. All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actor, producer Bill D. Russell, a.k.a. DeRogue. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, glad to be
Happy
here.
to have you. So now where do you actually live? Where are you located?
Right now, I'm just south of Kalamazoo in Michigan.
Oh, wow. I was a tennis player, so I played Kalamazoo when I was young.
There was a song, Kalamazoo. In the 1940s, there was a song.
Oh, yes, there was.
Kalamazoo.
I got a gal in Kalamazoo. Was that it? I got a gal in Kalamazoo. Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was a big song in the 1940s.
I was a big tennis player through college, and so I played Kalamazoo when I was younger at the Nationals there. And
okay, cool.
It was cool. All right, so you guys, first of all, if you want to, so first of all, I have a question. Why are you Bill D. Russell, but your Instagram is Bill X Russell?
Because I set up my Instagram before I made the decision that I needed to put my middle initial in my name. And yes, I understand that's confusing. And as much as I'd like to change it, it's like I don't know how to change it on Instagram without setting up a whole new account.
No, you don't want to do that because then you lose your following. I was just curious about that because I think it's weird.
I might just change my middle initial.
We're Facebook friends, aren't we, you and I?
I believe we are. Yes, sir.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, we are, too.
There's a couple of Russells that are friends with me on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a question. Before we start talking about some of the great things that you've done and talking in general, I want to know, so basically I went down your IMDb, and basically it started mostly in 2015, which is 9 years ago. So what did Bill D. Russell do before he decided to become a famous horror actor?
Well, I'll answer that in two ways. For one thing, I worked for almost 30 years for the Chicago Tribune newspaper when I lived in Chicago.
Okay.
In their editorial library or information center. So I did that, but I was also doing acting outside of work. And in fact, when I started doing commercials in the 90s, there was a point where I left the Tribune and I was gone for about 4 years. And then my wife and I started a family. The Tribune made me a generous offer to return, but it kind of meant I had to put the acting career on hold. But probably if I'm known for anything, I was in a commercial for Blockbuster Video called The Perfect Store.
What a great one.
Yeah, it's featured in the Blockbuster documentary and just about any article or it comes up in the like 90s nostalgia posts on people's things. So it's like it lives on. I don't get anything out of it other than, recognition.
I actually miss Blockbuster though. Those were like the good.
A
Those were
lot
the
of
good
people
old
do.
days.
There's
I want to ask you a question.
Yes,
Bill.
sir.
Would you do the commercial today for the spray that they spray their pussies and dicks with so they don't smell? Do you ever see that commercial? She's a black woman and she sprays her armpits. Her
I don't
belly.
even think that's the first one.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
No, there's a bunch of
Yes,
them.
and
I just think
you asked me that question. I could send you my audition tape that I did for Mando. I did an audition for Mando. So yes, I would.
because I would draw the line.
Prince-
Just watch.
There's no
Privates
way.
and beyond.
Yeah.
No way
Something
I
like
would
that.
spray my groin and say I don't smell, because it doesn't. Women got very upset with that commercial because women said, "Why are you saying we smell? We shower, we don't smell." And we don't need a spray to make us not smell. And I think it's the most offensive commercial on the air.
Wow. Okay.
He can't stand it. Every time it comes on, he freaks out.
You know what? Or the Downy, where they show the bunny wiping his butt.
Oh yeah,
and-
I don't like that one.
I mean, I think we've gone too far with commercials. How far? The question is, how far would you go in a commercial? Hard question.
In all honesty, it depends on how much.
Very hard
paying.
question.
At some point, as a commercial actor, you're just kind of a whore. I don't have a big enough of a career name that I can afford to say, "Oh, I won't do that commercial." I've auditioned for some. I one of my very first commercial auditions. They had us guys. It was me and a bunch of other people from Second City and Improv Olympic. They had us lying down on a table with our feet in the air, pretending to light our farts on fire. It was a spec commercial for Beano.
No,
I
you're
am
kidding.
totally serious.
He's not kidding.
You're kidding me.
I'm
You're making
totally
You're
serious.
making this up, Bill.
No, he's totally serious.
I am not. It was like 1990. It was still a reckless period of time.
I think that's hilarious.
I think it's disgusting. But anyway, no, I think we've gone too far in everything. There's no need to teach us how to do certain things that we've been doing all our lives. And I think
agree.
the people that do these commercials should have a little class and a little finesse.
So Ron also gets very upset because
we went to the movies years ago, and I love Julianne Moore. I think Julianne Moore is beautiful and a lovely actress. And there she sat naked on a toilet bowl wiping her ass.
Yep.
And then
it
looking
was
down,
in a movie.
and then looking down at the toilet paper to make sure that it was
Clean.
whatever. I said, why? She's a brilliant actress. That was not necessary. She demeaned herself in my eyes. Because now whenever I see her working, I always think of her sitting on that toilet bowl. I tell this story all the time. I had some gay friends years ago that were Marilyn Monroe fanatics.
Mm.
They loved Marilyn Monroe. She was the goddess of all the gays. And my one gay friend, I said to him, she pees. And he went, oh, no, she doesn't. I said, what are you? No, Marilyn does not pee. No. He refused to believe that she peed. I said, you know what? Sometimes she had diarrhea. And that made him jump out a window. He was going to jump out a window. People don't want to believe that. No, we actors are not human. So we're not we're not supposed to have those bodily functions.
Right.
Well, I want to say, first of all, congratulations. In a short amount of time, you've done a lot of work. Some of your work, I have actually seen a bunch of it. And there's another actor that I used to know when I lived in Florida who looks very similar to you. And I actually thought you guys were the same person until recently. I forgot his name now, but I used to see him at all the conventions signing autographs in Florida all the time. But he had the same bald head
my name as well. Don't worry.
And the goatee. No, and I got your name now because we're friends on everything. And now that you're on the show, I never forget. So let's talk a little bit about. So first of all, I think it's cool too because you do horror and you've also done a bunch of comedy stuff. I actually, after we talk a little bit, I took your reel that you just posted on Facebook and downloaded it, and we're gonna play it for everybody just so it shows you some of the stuff that we do, and it'll get you a couple million people looking at it.
Yeah, I hope so.
And but I
didn't know you were going to do that.
I never tell. I was looking for different trailers that I liked, but I thought that your reel is better because it shows a little bit from from all the different things.
We do that to test you to see if you've ever seen our show before.
No, we don't.
Because if you've ever seen any of our shows, you know we always do trailers.
I always play trailers of
I
things.
do. I do know that.
So now we
actually I want to say too, out of all the people that have been on the show, and we're on our 17th year of doing the show.
I was 22 when
hardly anybody had posted as much times as you did that they were going to be on the show. So I want to thank you for that. I think that was really
pleasure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that was really cool. A lot of times people will post it once, but you had it going every day, and I think that was really cool of you. But I think that one of your biggest films, as far as what people would know, because I've seen all the Puppet Master movies, would be your Puppet Master Dr. Death, and we've had a bunch of people from the Puppet Master movies on the show. Yeah. And even Paul Logan is in the star of one of them. I think the one before or the one or two ago.
Yeah, I don't remember which one. Yeah,
he's in one of them.
Paul's in a big commercial right now.
Yeah, for that army wear.
Yeah, he's in a big commercial.
But anyway, let's talk a little bit about Puppet Master. How did you like? So I collect action figures, so I have all the Puppet Master action figures. And how was it working on Puppet Master? And did you have to audition, or did they just give that to you?
I auditioned for that. Absolutely. If I recall correctly, I just answered a general audition call on on Actors Access, one of the actor breakdown websites, and they said, yes, we want you to send an audition tape. And I sent an audition for the guy with the long beard, if you remember the movie.
Yes.
So they said, well, they want you to meet with Dave Parker, the director, and the casting director on a Zoom call, but we want you to read for a different part. And that was the guy who's playing golf, tapping the. So finally, I get a email from the casting director saying, we'd like to offer you a part, but it's this part at the beginning. And you don't really have any lines, but it's at the very. So it was odd that I auditioned for all of the old men roles. In that
old men roles
ended up with the one I got, and I was like, hey, it's a Puppet Master movie.
It's a Puppet Master movie. In the world of horror, that carries a lot of weight.
And don't feel bad, Bill. I went from playing fathers to playing now grandfathers.
Oh yeah,
next I'll be playing corpses.
Well, that's what I played. There's a Well, the movie opens, I'm having this nightmare that is being brought upon by evil Dr. Death puppet, flashbacks of being in World War II, and I'm strapped down on a gurney while all of this is happening. I'm just kind of screaming like a little girl, and then I have a heart attack and die. So that was all supposed to be shot in one day, but there wasn't real good communication on the call sheet, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be there one day or the day before. So I thought I better play it safe and just, if I'm there a day early, no big deal. So William Butler, the producer, and first he's like, what does he do? He's not supposed to be here till tomorrow. And he says, well, we've got him here today. There's the scene where we wheel him out in a gurney. We were just going to put a sheet over a mannequin. If we have Bill, let's just wheel Bill out. And I'm the only corpse, I think, that doesn't have his face covered when he's being wheeled out to the hearse.
I love it. I think the Puppet Master, a series is a phenomenal series. There's a lot of them, and I like a lot of this. A lot of the things that keep getting regurgitated, I like them a lot. So I'm a big horror fan. I'm a big fan of when they keep it going and they just do the next one and the next one. But I'm not a big fan of a remake. Like now, I love A Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't like the remake in 2010, and now they're doing another remake with the girl from
It gets crappier.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Usually the budgets are lower, if there's possibly a lower budget
Oh,
than the
now they're
original,
higher. No, now they're higher.
higher.
Yeah.
But I find them to be very tinny and corny and crappy.
Another film I want to give props to, and the reason I want to give props is I don't think it's the greatest movie ever, but it was his first movie. I do think that he is one of the coolest guys in the indie film world, and that is Aaron Hawkins with his film Evil Lurks. And I saw that you had a role in it, and he wrote it and directed it. He's a Facebook friend of mine. He writes great things on Facebook. I love what he writes, and I also think that it's great that he's out chasing the dream, and making things happen instead of sitting around, waiting for things. And so I want to give Aaron Hawkins a big prop. Hopefully he'll listen to this later, but it's a really cool film, and I think I loved it.
And
but
he does deserve it. He does deserve that.
He does deserve it. And he's got a new one called Hell's Gate, I think, or something like that. That's getting ready.
That's correct.
So before we show your reel, I want to talk about one other thing that's on your IMDb, and I don't actually know what it is, but it's Halloween 2 Part 2, the sequel to Halloween 2, and you're going to play Dr. Loomis, which that's a great role for you. Is that
would be a great role, and that honestly is sort of like a spec project that is way in pre-production, and they said, we'd like you to play this role. We can put your name on our IMDb, and that would give us, help us with some legitimacy. And I said, yeah, go right ahead. So
nothing's happening with that one yet.
Right at the moment, nothing's happening. Like I said, they're still kind of putting everything together. So
it's a cool idea, though, because I'm friends with a lot of people who were in the second one. Actually, a lot of them have been on our show. The second Halloween, so it makes it a lot of fun. All right, so you have this reel. Hey, Juan, we're going to play the thing, and it says the Best of Bill Russell demo reel. I want you to introduce it to us first, everybody, and then we're going to play it, and then after we play it, we're going to come back and talk some more.
And then critique it, and critique me.
We're not going to critique it. We're just going to give you exposure for it, and
give me the full Roger Ebert. I want the full Roger Ebert, Just be brutal.
One quick question off the record.
Yes,
is your name Russell really Russell, or did you make it Russell?
Oh no, it really is Russell.
You were born a Russell.
I was. William Donald Russell is my birth name. I was born in Baraboo, Wisconsin, the so-called home of the circus. That's where the Ringling Brothers used to have their winter headquarters.
And how many children do you have?
2.
Boy and girl?
I know of.
Boy
that he knows of.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't that what everybody says? That's the standard reply. I have a boy and a girl. My daughter is in her early 30s. She's married to a policeman. They live in Downers Grove, Illinois.
So nobody wants to be in show business.
Well, she's a teacher, and she kind of prefers that. She's directed school musicals and things like that, and that's what she loves. But she's definitely also a horror aficionado. The whole spooky attire and all of it. She's definitely a spooky gal. And then my son is 29 and lives in Janesville, Wisconsin. With his
still is in Wisconsin.
My mom's family was all from Wisconsin, so I used to go there a lot when I was little. Hartford.
Well, Wisconsin is where I'm from. Like I said, I was born in Baraboo. I grew up in New Lisbon. So
okay, my mom went to Marquette, and she grew up in Hartford, and my cousins and everybody live in Plymouth. I don't actually know where that is in relation.
I do. I know where those are. Yeah.
All right, you guys. So here we have Bill Russell, you guys. This is the Best of Bill Russell's demo reel. Enjoy it, and we'll be back in a couple minutes to talk with Bill Russell. Here he goes. Take it away.
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, I can do this.
Browning! You piece of shit. You missed your flight? You're no closer. You know what you are. You're useless. Like a limp dick.
Oh, well, maybe she can fly the kid to Arizona for the showcase, because I assume that you're still too much of a limp dick.
Now, who is it? Hey, Slimeball sent you? How did you my bunker. What are you writing?
You've crossed one too many boundaries.
Wait. Oh.
So, how does that make you feel?
Hurt her clients and she becomes therapist.
Hey, Mr. Dempsey, what the hell are you doing? You have open wounds. I have to redress your wounds.
Ah, don't worry about that. I just want to show you a little hospitality. I mean, you did drive an hour or two just to
Jesus,
see
I
me.
will get this. Okay, let's go back so I can finish up.
Don't push me!
I'm sorry.
I don't like to be pushed. You know, we got plenty of time. Let's...
Get away from me.
Oh, don't say that, Angel.
Take your pills back. I don't want them.
Oh, but you do. See, I just made that decision for you. And, you'll have to stay here with me now. You have to see things from my perspective, Jackie.
Boys. Promise not to burn the house down.
We'll be back before you know it.
Oh, no rush.
See you Sunday. And please keep an eye on your sisters. You know how spirited they can be. Okay, we're off. Bye-bye.
Bye, boys.
See ya.
Interesting creatures these humans are. Do you know what else I find interesting? How two of our best officers failed their mission. Yes, which is why they will make the perfect slaves in the Gorku caves. I will be their supreme leader and manipulate the strings of their pathetic little lives.
The Supreme Leader have a plan ready to execute?
Not yet, but when I do, it will be Plan 8 and a half.
Supreme Leader is brilliant.
Dismissed. Was there something else, Zumo? Request denied. Dismissed. There has been an unauthorized use of the Gorzar device. Would you know anything about that?
Sumo does not.
And I suppose you know nothing about a spaceship leaving without permission.
Sumo does not.
Its destination was Earth. These are two of my finest young warriors, Nova and Starfire. They are going to serve you the punishment that you deserve. You beg Supreme Leader for mercy? How disgraceful! Pitiful. And also, Supreme Leader wants you to bring back 2 human specimens for experimentation.
Understood, Supreme Leader.
Yay!
What, it's over already?
So I want to say, number one, I love the way you open up your reel and the first line out of your mouth is "fuck you" or whatever. That was like fucking great. Like I loved it, and that actually looks like a cute,
You're a
fun
limp
movie.
dick.
Yeah, that looked like fun. So I actually
It
whatever
was
that
so
movie
much
is
fun.
looks like fun. What's the name of that actual movie?
That's called You're Out. It's available on Tubi. I believe it's also still on Amazon. Might be on some of the other streaming ones, but I definitely know it's still on Tubi.
And the other
What was the
And
name
that's
of that?
purely a comedy movie. That's not in any way a horror movie.
I love it.
What
I
was
just
it-
play an asshole through the whole thing.
What was the title of the space movie?
That's called They Came Back from Somewhere.
Okay, I
it's-
was sent to script, Drag Queens from Outer Space.
Oh wow.
About drag queens come here to eat the men because there's no men left on their planet. I think that movie is as bad as the movie you were in. But you got to use a space gun, and I'm jealous because I've always wanted to be Flash Gordon with a space gun, and I've never played in a space movie. So
Right. Well, this
I
was
love
very
it.
heavily influenced by
You
Flash
had a
Gordon.
space gun. I hate you.
I know. I made a
Right.
comment. Look,
Thank
he
you.
actually used
I
space
appreciate that. I tried to sort of channel Ming the Merciless a little bit in that. Just very tyrannical and ridiculous.
Listen, we all have a dog of a movie in our reel.
I don't
have-
consider that a dog. That's intense. That's meant to be the way. It's a parody of Plan 9.
Oh,
outer
space.
space.
It was
Yes, I knew that.
It was supposed to be a goof.
Yes.
Yes, that's why, everything as you see the stuff, the props, the
cardboard
cheap
sets,
props go crooked, the whole thing, the overacting, it's all intentional.
Right.
We actually had Sam Jones, who is Flash Gordon, on the show last
All
year.
right. Oh my gosh.
And that was a great show. We had a great time
And
with him.
he's a good guy.
The other thing too is the third movie in it where you're like in the leather jacket.
Yeah.
And everything I felt like I was watching like a young Rob Halford. Like you were somehow it reminded me of Rob Halford from Judas Priest when I was looking at it. I was like, oh my god.
You're not the first person to make that comparison, actually.
I love Rob Halford. He's freaking like awesome.
I would love to be that awesome. I'm not.
You did some nice work in that reel.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
Some good work.
So, what is some of your? So you did a film, and I'm bringing it up, and I don't really know what it's about, but we're friends, and we have it's called Unseen. Mike Ferguson, Brett Wagner, and Adam Ginsberg, who we used to like be very good friends with his wife.
Is a very good friend.
Right.
Is a good friend.
And they've all been on the show. Some of them several times.
Did you ever meet Adam's wife?
I have not. No. Not yet. I have not had the
Well, she passed away, unfortunately, a couple years ago, and then
then it'll be a while probably before I do.
Yes,
probably. I want to say she was the nicest human being that was ever born. She was an absolute gem, a dreamboat. We loved her very much. And Adam is a good guy. He and his son opened up a movie studio
in
somewhere
in Nashville. I think.
Nashville.
Or someplace.
I was not aware of that.
Someplace in Tennessee. which I loved it. Okay, so then you have a film, and the only reason I didn't read too much about it, but I saw on your Instagram post or something that you wanted to mention this film. So tell us a little bit about Field of Screams. What is it?
Field of Screams. We shot in Colorado last year in May. I play. I was an Ozark water witch all my life, with the divining rods and that sort of Appalachian black magic, or not necessarily black magic, but magic. And I've retired to a farm in Colorado, live there by myself, and I, using my magic powers, bring a scarecrow to life to be my companion, and his name is Billy. So the movie opens with us. You see me interacting with this scarecrow, and we're eating dinner together, and we play outside, and I'm teaching him how to use the divining rods, and we're playing hide and go seek one night upstairs in the farmhouse, and he jumps out and scares me, and similar to Dr. Death, I die of a heart attack. And I collapse to the floor, and Billy's like, distraught, but he's not capable of really understanding. So he kicking me and poking me. And so then the rest of the movie is what happens now with Billy. His master is no longer there. He sort of goes berserk.
Now, that's kind of original, though. I haven't seen that done before. I see everything, so I haven't seen it done before. All right.
Really, the film is very well done. The production is top quality, made for a low budget indie film. It's really well done, and they've got a company that's promoting it, a promotional company. They're doing a tour, a limited cinematic tour in April it'll open in Colorado and play Los Angeles and Iowa and in Chicago right now. There may be more.
Excuse me, that's cool. Okay, so then are you a horror fan? Like were you a horror fan before when you worked at the Chicago Tribune? Was horror movies, is that something you like? Or did you just happen to be good at it and so you get cast in it, so now you're a horror movie person?
That's a good question. I grew up loving horror movies, and in fact, I was traumatized as a child by a movie that I think I remember Ron having talked about when you were talking about Jane Russell. Somehow you got into Betty Davis and Joan Crawford and how they were doing shitty films toward the end of their career. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? Was that the film that you were referring to that you didn't care for?
Yes, he doesn't like it. I love it. He doesn't like
Betty,
it.
I spoke to Betty about that.
Really?
I asked her blunt out. I said, "What'd you think of Baby Jane?" And she looked at me and she said, "What the hell did she say now?" Oh my! It was quick and clever. Oh, I forgot. I hate. Anyway, the punchline was something as to say, "Don't ask." She was not happy. She was not happy with it because
and I get that. For reasons that escape me, my parents took me to this movie when I was 5 years old. It was just in the theaters, and I think it had gotten attention or whatever, because we were not a big movie going family. And I was like, why the hell did they bring me to this? When the ceramic doll, Baby Jane doll, gets broken at the beginning of the movie, that haunts me to this day.
Oh wow! So I didn't see the movie until I had met Ron. Maybe 10 or 12 years ago, I saw the movie for the first time, so I didn't know what it was. But now I even have the Funko Pops of the Baby Janes.
Really?
And stuff.
Yeah. Well, when I watched it again years later, when it came,
it's a shame.
Physical media.
It's a shame that so many careers of my day ended up like that. Olivia de Havilland ended up in a horror movie. Joseph Cotton, Betty Davis, Joan Crawford. Yeah. So many of my legends that I grew up with that were super, super duper stars wound up doing anything just to get a couple of bucks in a horror movie. Betty needed the money. She never told me that, but her manager did. Betty, I said, why did she do that terrible film? She said, because she needed the money. It was $60,000. Betty Davis was paid $60,000 for that movie. Imagine. Betty Davis.
In early $1960, but still, that's still not a lot.
No.
I mean, it's a sin. So I said to Jimmy, I hope my career doesn't end up.
He does a lot of horror movies too.
I hate them. I
I could
hate them.
see you
I
playing
don't
Betty
watch
Davis
them.
though in a remake of Whatever Happened
Yeah.
to Baby Jane.
No,
He said you could play Betty Davis in the remake.
I could play Betty Davis. And
You
Baby
could.
Jane.
I can see
But
it.
no, I hate horror movies. I think they're stupid. I think they're bloody.
Wow.
I mean, we have my friend Marcel Waltz did two movies. One where the guy's penis was cut off, and you saw it being cut off. It was a real penis, and then they, cut it off. I almost dropped dead. Then I said to Marcel, I said, next they should put firecrackers up a woman's vagina and blow that off. And you know what he said? They did.
It's already been done.
It's already been done. I thought, what? Are you out of your mind? What kind of movies are these? Blowing private parts off.
Would that have been a John Waters film?
No, he knew John Waters.
I know John. I knew John well.
No, I was going to say I don't remember exploding firecrackers in his movies.
No, not in his. No, not in his.
The only thing he did, he had Divine eat dog shit. She picked it up from the sidewalk and ate it.
Long before it was popular.
Yes, long before it was popular.
John Waters is in private world, so not who he is in his public world.
Yeah.
In his
I
private
heard him
world,
speak once at a retrospective of his films.
no, John Waters in his private world is squeamish and very, very proper. That's why he went the other way and became outrageous, not because he was raised so strict and proper. Anyway, horror films to me are stupid. They are done terribly. The acting is atrocious. And the lighting, the people read lines, and half of them are all pay to play, which really destroys a movie. Because if I have to work, I'm 64 years in the business. Yeah. My first movie was with Sophia Loren and Tab Hunter, so I came from royalty, and then to have to play with these jerks is disgusting. Anyway,
me on the other hand,
wait. Well, now I've elevated myself. And I don't do $2 movies anymore. And I said, don't bother asking me. Now I only do feature films. And you know what? It worked.
Oh, yeah.
They respect you. If you keep doing the $2 movies, they're going to want you for free.
Yeah, exactly. People assume that you're worth what you value yourself at.
Exactly. So now I'm going to be in big feature films where I get paid 30 numbers for a day. 30 thousand.
Yeah, I had to do a little math. I got you.
So I've been a horror fan my entire life. This show was founded as a horror show, an 80s horror show, 17 years ago when we did it. So we've had every major horror movie. We've had Freddy Krueger, Pinhead, Clive Barker. We've had everybody on the show over the years, and the horror people, believe it or not, they get the biggest audience for us.
Classic horror. I love classic horror.
Right.
Like
okay. Good. Yeah.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Love the original. Loved it. The Night of the Living Dead. Loved it. Wonderful work. So there have been some classic, I think, award-winning horror movies that have been done, but the majority. The majority stink, and you have to agree with me. The majority out there, I mean, we go to red carpets where when we're in the lobby, everybody's goofing on the movie. And I think that's that's terrible.
Bear in mind that all of those things that irritate the hell out of you, some people find that entertaining. They love that it's bad acting and low budget and not that they don't also appreciate one that's well done, like Nosferatu, which I haven't seen, but that's up for an Academy.
We haven't either. But you know that they're remaking right now. They're remaking Troma's. Oh shit!
Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, they're remaking Toxic Avenger with super A-list actors. It's like the cheapest movie ever, and they're making it with the biggest stars in Hollywood. To remake it. And
there are some good scripts in these horror movies. I've seen, Blind. Marcel Waltz's film Blind is fabulous. To me, it's my number one film. It was done beautifully. Sarah French was wonderful in it. I love it. That's classic. I think when they don't depend on the actor or the storyline. They just depend on the blood. That's when the movie stinks. Because if you're sadistic and you want to sit in a theater and watch parts blow up and blood guts all over, something's wrong with you. You need a little help. Because you should go to the movies for entertainment. And I don't think that slaughter is entertainment. I don't think so. I think an actor.
Wait, I want to find out.
Wait, no. Like, I'm going to compliment him. Like some of the stuff I saw in your trailer. That's acting. That's respectable. I like that.
Thank you.
But when it's only blood and guts, what the fuck are you doing?
Right, right.
I won't be in them. I refuse.
He also doesn't want the blood in his hair because it doesn't come out.
Right. It makes my hair pink. It makes my.
I love all the different kinds.
And I
of...
only got killed in one movie with the movie I just finished shooting, Motel 3.
Clan Motel 3.
Clan Motel 3.
Oh yeah. No, I know a lot of people that are in that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the first time I've died in a movie. I shouldn't have said that. I gave away the plot.
Oh well.
Spoiler alert. You know,
so
I'm thinking of it, talking about styles of horror. Jimmy, you mentioned Aaron Hawkins, and I realized as I'm watching that reel, I neglected to include my scenes from Evil Lurks in there.
It's really not a bad film. It's really not a bad film for a low budget film. It's not a bad film at all. I think he did a great job. I think as he ups his budgets and everything, I think he'll become an excellent filmmaker. And he's just a good, hardworking guy. And I only want good things for him. I really like him a lot.
But what separates the real professional people with talent, like Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho, did more horror to the audience than any other movie. Because after people saw Psycho, women wouldn't go in the shower. They had their husbands stand in the shower near it to protect them. People were terrified of going in a shower. What did Hitchcock show? Nothing. No. A little blood in the water. Your imagination did it. And anything, the bird, I've talked to Tippi Hedren about the birds, and she told me what the fright factor of the birds was. The birds attacking eyeballs. Everybody that saw the movie went like this. Because
you can identify with that.
Yes,
I think,
you can.
You know,
yes,
a bizarre monster or a vampire or whatever. It's fantasy. A bird pecking out your eyeball could happen.
That can happen.
And that's what made that movie terrifying. Tippi told me that. I asked her, I said, what made the movie so scary? She said, Susan Plechette's eyes being plucked out by the birds. That terrified everybody in the theater. So you see, you don't have to cut a penis off or blow a vagina off.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
No. No.
So I have a question for you then.
Don't you want to do quality work, Ron?
Absolutely. And I have the utmost respect for Hitchcock, and I often say that's what I think is missing in a lot of today's movies is he was such a master of building suspense. And, you know, there's videos all over where you can listen to him talk about the whole letting the audience know there's a bomb under the desk, but the people in the scene don't know it. And the audience is like, there's a bomb gonna go off. I have great respect for his films.
So
the way they were crafted.
I just think that nightmares are frightening, and when they put a nightmare in a movie, it makes it like nightmare. I like the Nightmare on Elm Street.
He loved the first one. So we had
those movies are quality.
Back in
with Curtis.
No, that's Halloween.
Yeah, I know. I'm going there.
Okay, but you said Nightmare on Elm Street. That's
no, that was the first movie. The second movie was Halloween.
Like we had Lisa Wilcox on our show many years ago, and he had and he started talking about like how it scared him so much when the claws came out and grabbed her from the bed, but he didn't know it was her.
I thought that was wonderful.
He thought it was somebody else, but he's like, that was really scary to me and everything. And she's like, that was me, because he didn't know that was her who that happened to.
And I said to her, that was wonderful. That was the most frightening thing in the movie. The whole movie was okay, but when that woman was pulled up that was everybody's nightmare, because when you're a kid, you look under the bed. You know, you're frightened when you're a kid. And when you're in bed, you're vulnerable.
So I want to ask him a question.
Anybody could do anything to you.
I want to know.
Right.
So, what were some of your favorite? Like my favorite franchise. Saw is my favorite franchise of the modern day films. Saw, otherwise Hellraiser, probably because I'm friends with everybody in the Hellraiser.
My favorite movie, the original black and white Night of the Living Dead, classic.
Absolutely.
Classic.
What are some of you? What are some of the films that you are like your favorite films in horror? What are some of yours?
Well, starting with older ones, despite having been traumatized by whatever happened to Baby Jane, I grew up watching a lot of old Hammer and Universal movies on the Late Show. Of course, this was, we still had antennas on the roof and there weren't cable or anything. So you were at the mercy of whatever they were playing. Thank God nothing was on after 10 o'clock except Johnny Carson. So everybody else showed old movies, and they showed a lot of Hammer in Universal films. So like Dr. Phibes Has Risen from the Grave, or any of the Hammer with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and the
I love
bosoms.
those too.
Let me tell you my Christopher Lee story.
Yes, please.
I was at a party in Beverly Hills at Shelby Goodman's house, and Christopher was there. And I began talking to him, and I said, you know what? You were the best Dracula. I said, nobody did it like you did. You know what he said to me? I was more than Dracula. I made other movies. He was so fucking pissed off at me. And his wife looked at me. She said, he gets nervous. Imagine. He did. He was 6'5". And I'm 6.
Yeah.
Well, he towered over me. I've done more than Dracula movies.
What are some of the more modern, like, do you have any of the, like, in the last 20 or 30 years?
Well, I also like the Saw franchise. Those I think are well done. The Texas Chainsaw Massacres, some are good, some are bad, but I like all of them.
I like even the bad ones, like even that last one that they did where they're buying a town and he gets on the Greyhound bus and kills him. But I liked it. I watched it like 3 times. So I thought it was fun.
I like Dressed to Kill. That was an interesting plot.
See, I do have a fondness for what I consider like those 80s movies like Dressed to Kill, Body Double.
I love Body Double. Mm-hmm. Body Double was a great writing.
De Palma made a bunch of great movies in that decade.
He did. A beautiful film. There was a lot of... My film that scared me when I was a kid was Dracula with Bela Lugosi. My cousin Bertha, we were about 10 years old, and my cousin Bertha and I went to the movies to see Dracula. But it was the reissue in the 1940s.
Okay, sure.
And when the theater was dark and he came out, well, the two of us began hugging each other. We were that frightened, just looking at him. When he looked with that face, those lips, those lipstick lips, it was terrifying. And the eerie, it was eerie. They did eerie back in those days well.
Mm-hmm.
We need more eerie.
I agree. Yeah.
I love it. So everybody, this is Bill Russell.
Another question. Write and design for me. What I got to rephrase it. What movie can you write, perform in that you want to do? What do you want to do? And what the hell? I can't get the question out. If
I could make a movie for myself, what would it be?
X. That's it.
Is that what you're asking? That's an interesting question. I've often toyed with the idea of a sort of Troma-esque film where I would play like this megalomaniac who lives on an island fortress and turns nubile young women into my zombie sex slaves until eventually my minions kidnap the wrong woman who turns out to be like a
and you
a
stand
fighter
there,
and ends up beating the fuck out of my ass.
And then you stand there naked with a 12-inch prosthetic penis.
How do you know he needs a prosthetic?
I was going to say, I'm a little offended that you think just assume.
and then you could get a good X rating. But anyway,
we got to go.
We have to go.
What?
It's been fun, Bill. We got to do it again.
Thank
We
you
will
so much.
definitely do it again. So you guys
You're a good guy. You're a
follow
good
Bill
guy.
on Instagram. You guys, Bill X Russell. Please support his film Field of Screams that'll be coming out soon. Check out his IMDb. Watch all his films.
I also have another film called Vic Effects that's going to be coming out soon.
What is it called?
Vic Effects.
Vic Effects. It's a horror movie about making horror movies made for people who made horror movies. It's a horror odyssey, an homage to horror movies, and it's made by Chris Shern, who was Aaron Hawkins' partner on Evil Lurks.
Oh, perfect. So when's it coming out?
It's in the tail end of post production right now, so probably in
So
the next
hit
couple
me up,
months.
and we can do
I'll
a
send
show.
you I'll send you some info on it.
Perfect.
So
All right.
I just wanted to mention that while we're still here.
Oh, I also want
No,
to
good.
I also want to thank Matt Chasen for introducing us to you to have you come on
Yes,
the show. So
thanks,
Matt,
Matt.
thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you on social media.
I hope so. Nice talking to you guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, Bill, for a good show.
All right, everybody. So real
Thank
quick,
you.
we're going to take a quick music break. We're going to play Emblem 3's End of Summer. The name of the song is End of Summer. The name of the band is Emblem 3. They were on our show last year. One of my favorite bands ever. Check it out, and then we'll be back with Morrigan Thompson-Milam. Here it is.
Yeah. My friends talk shit every time I sing about it. I don't got a lot of dough, but here's our little flower. I'm covered in sand, baby, we could take a shower. Taking sips of her lips like it's happy hour. Afternoon delight, reverse cowgirl rowdy. All I know is that I'm stoked, I found out about her. And when I don't believe, no, I will never doubt her. When I put my arm around her, I couldn't be prouder. We have all we need. Singing sweet melodies feels just like a dream. I need you to believe. 'Cause honestly, like, I'll pick you up, girl, in my 97 Honda. No AC, shit is hotter than a sauna, but it's all good when it's cooler by the water. Dive right in, skinny dipping if you wanna. We don't got time to waste, so baby, commit to me. I'll pick you up, girl, and there'll never be another. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer. Last night when we Skyped, I kissed the screen night like 5 times. Every time I laugh, it's a spaz attack, and I stutter every time that I answer back. So maybe, baby, you can lay me down and play the ukulele, singing lullabies to my lady on the daily. She's fine like the red wine stuck to my lips. Maybe you can help me take it off with the kiss, and maybe you can help me get it off, little miss. I'ma speak French to you while I kiss your wrist. We have all we need. Singing sweet melodies feels just like a dream. I need you to believe. 'Cause honestly, like, I'll pick you up, girl, in my 97 Honda. No AC, shit is hotter than a sauna, but it's all good when it's cooler by the water. Dive right in, skinny dipping if you wanna. We don't got time to waste, so baby, commit to me. I'll pick you up, girl, and there'll never be another. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer. I'ma make you mine by the end of the summer.
Yay! All right, everybody. So, we that was Emblem 3. You guys, end of summer. I love those guys. And now we're gonna bring on our next guest. Hope you guys are ready for it. She's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. So let's bring her in, Juan. Hello.
Oh, she's fun. I could tell already. She's going to be fun. This one we could have fun with.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right. Let me do an introduction, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actress, director, writer, Morrigan Thompson-Milam.
And
how do you pronounce it? Is that right?
It's Milam.
Milam. All right. Morrigan Thompson-Milam.
And she's 18 years old.
Good God, how I wish I was still 18.
You look 18.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope I age this way forever.
You will.
You
If you're
will.
doing it that well now, you will. So this is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host Ron Russell.
Nice to meet you, Ron. How are you?
I'm Jimmy
I'm
Starr, and welcome to the show. And I like your Ash versus Evil or whatever. Isn't that Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I'm actually doing.
Let me see
something
those
with him.
fingernails. Holy shit! Look at that stuff. How do you sit there with patience while they do that?
So my mom does my nails for me, and every time I have a movie or a convention coming up, we do what she calls a convention set. So
Are those yours or fake?
these are fake. I honestly could never in the wintertime grow nails like these. It is way too cold and brittle in Ohio. They
Oh,
break.
you're in Ohio.
Yeah.
I love Ohio people.
One of his best friends lives in
One
Ohio.
of my best friends lives in Ohio, Columbus.
We're either really nice people or really not nice people.
No, Ohio people.
Oh, see, we found him to be nice.
No, I've met so many Ohio people who are really very well mannered.
Oh,
and
good.
Very
we
nice.
lived in Pennsylvania. Do you collect action figures? Because I see action figures up there.
These are not like just normal action figures. These, I mean, some of them are like that's Vincent Price. I have a Killer Clown, Silence of the Lambs. But these up here are all serial killer action figures.
Okay. So you like
And
serial killers.
the majority of them have memorabilia in them from the specific serial killer. I have Eileen Wuornos's signature. And I have schematics that Robert Pickton had for some kind of business that he was doing while he was in jail, that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Now, another question. I love your eyeglasses.
Thank you.
I used to wear those in the 70s. They were very, very fashionable back in the 70s. Then they went away, but now they're back. But they were outrageously expensive.
So I went, my husband.
I want them. Where did you get them?
America's Best. I don't know if they're everywhere, but we have
that. America's Best. We see the commercials all the time. It's the eyeglass commercial.
So you have to go in.
All the
Can you order them? Oh, no,
you can order them if you have a prescription, but I hadn't had an eye exam in forever, so my husband took me, and it was an eye exam and 2 glasses for like $70 or something crazy cheap.
I love them. They make you look so sharp.
Thank you.
No, look. If I put these on, I look like an old fuck. Get at it. Look at this. Grandpa jerk off. Look at that.
I absolutely love that they're teal, though. That's a beautiful color to have.
We love.
No, but I look like an old goat.
He's also got
In your glasses, I would look like Michael Landon.
He also has these.
I love those. I love those.
I wear the same glasses always, but I have them in red, pink, and green.
No, I'm going to get those.
I have these in red, so that way I can switch them up.
I love that.
Remember where she got
I know
them?
where she got it. America's Best. That's an easy one. All right. So
All right, now wait
how
a
long
minute.
have you
No,
been-
wait. Let me ask. You named yourself as doing directing, writing, blah, 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 blah. What is it you really do?
I do a little bit of everything, but the main thing that I do right now still is acting. I won't be writing or directing another movie until later into this year. So
she's got 40.
So what are you doing?
credits.
What have anything ready to go out?
So right now, I have a short film that I'm getting ready to premiere at Acronomicon this weekend. It's called Martian Girl Massacre. About 15 minutes long. I wrote it for a anthology that Donald Farmer's putting out called Amityville Aliens. It's going to be the movie that I end up making a full-length feature this year of.
Good for you.
Thank you.
What does your husband do?
My husband does pest control and supports my wild dreams.
There you go. Good
He
for
does
you.
pest control.
So is he the Milam? He's the Milam, and you're the Morrigan Thompson. And that's
He's the Milam, yes.
Now, did you?
I have to get into this. This is interesting. How do you feel about him killing all those little insects?
So, the majority of the time, he doesn't really like kill them. He just sets up, fly traps and stuff, and comes back and just sweeps up the remnants from the restaurants and brings them home to me because I do.
Wait a minute. You opened another door. Oh my God. Remnants from the restaurant? Don't start. I just got
Oh,
over
that's the other unfortunate part of being with someone that does pest control.
You know
I
too-
know
you know
things
too
about
much.
local restaurants that I ought not be knowing.
So you know which ones not to eat.
I'm in a nut house right now because I just got over almost dying. I was in the hospital. I had E. coli. And at my age, at 84, it's very dangerous. So I'm careful of the restaurants now I eat in. But I understand some of these restaurants that you can't. No, a friend of mine in Florida worked in a restaurant in the kitchen, and they found a mouse in a big vat of soup. They just took the mouse out and served the soup.
Yeah, I'm so picky about where I eat now. It's the same places every time because I know the consistency of the product.
So rats and roaches.
We do the same thing. We live in Palm Springs, California, and we eat at the same like 3 places.
And we
You're
have,
not going to get sick there. And then you also know if you do get sick, it was one of the 3 places you went to because you don't know.
Yes, that's true. You don't know which one it isn't. You're
well,
right.
I'm a salad eater, and I'll never eat a salad in a restaurant again. Don't. But Palm Springs, everybody thinks, oh my God, gorgeous movie stars, full of rats. We have such a rat epidemic here. They got traps all over. No matter where you look, a rat traps in the supermarkets, outside of all the stores. So I wonder, when those rats shit, where do they shit? In kitchen.
All around your food.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Funny. I love it.
I love you. I love you a lot. You and I could be best friends and go to lunch.
So I want to talk about some of your stuff. So first of all, I went down your IMDb, and you've done a ton of stuff with Angel Nicole Bradford, who we actually had on the show maybe 3 or 4 months ago. She was fabulous, and I know she's one of the next.
I love Angel.
Like you, I guess she's like kind of like the next big it girl in horror, and you're becoming the next big it girl in horror also. We're old, so we're friends with all the girls who were the it girl that you guys are replacing, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Our it girls are not so it anymore.
But I think
it girls are it to me. They're it
You know
to
what?
me.
Who are some of your favorite it girls?
Well, wait a
My
second.
absolute favorite it girl is Lynn Lowry.
Oh, she's great. She was on the show a couple months ago. Lynn Lowry.
I absolutely love Lynn. I love her in Sugar Cookies. I love watching her in Shivers. Like, she's just fantastic.
My favorite it girl is Stevens.
Oh, Angie Stevens.
Angie Stevens.
She's not as big of because she does everything.
No, but Angie Stevenson, she may grow old, but her tits never will.
They don't age.
Because
They're vampires.
I'm actually a big fan. Well, I used to be really good friends with Danielle Harris, so I've always liked Danielle Harris. And Serena Vincent, which now she does everything, but she used to do a lot of horror.
And Sarah French.
And Sarah French is a good friend of ours. So we like
she's
Sarah
a
French
biggie.
lot.
Sarah
But
French.
She's not one of the ones you guys are replacing yet. She's still young.
No,
Sarah's
Sarah's working, and she's a biggie.
We love it.
She's in a
So
lot
I love Angel
Wait
Nicole
a minute.
Bradford.
Why are you vaping?
It's bad for you.
It is terrible. Don't do it.
I can't help.
Do what I say, not what I do. Don't wait.
My business partner does it too, and so
I like you. I like you already. I feel fatherly towards you.
I absolutely despise it, but I picked the habit back up after I had my first son, and this is my one and only, and after it dies, I'm done with this.
Good girl, because that shit makes cottage cheese love.
Well, my thing is, and you're not gonna love this, but if you're gonna smoke, I think that you should just smoke the fucking cigarette.
I agree. Not that poisonous shit.
Smoke the cigar, whatever it is that you want to smoke. But like flavored air juice is just, I don't know. It's kind of a silly way to give yourself lung cancer.
No, tobacco is natural. That's synthetic. So if I were to do it, I would put natural in me because I'm a naturalist.
Yeah, that's my argument all the time, especially with like marijuana. I'm it grows on Earth, so why not?
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. I mean, I never did vape. Well, first of all, I never smoked, but I smoked when I was very young to look sharp. And I always played mafia in movies, tough guy because of my Brooklyn accent. So I had a cigarette hanging out of my mouth. But now, if they said, Ron, put a cigarette in your mouth in a movie, I'd say offset.
Yeah.
I would walk offset. I would not do it.
I think that's where like a lot of actors and actresses develop their, because I noticed, especially at like Cannes Festival, not so much anymore, but like early to mid 2000s and stuff like that, almost everybody was chain smoking. But everybody that was chain smoking was also actors or actresses that constantly smoked in their films, like Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Chain smoked all the time. But if you watch a lot of her older films, that girl got a cigarette in her mouth all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, but a lot of actors I know would never put a cigarette in their mouth ever. I think it was Goldie Hawn who said she would never do a movie where she had to smoke. She would hold a cigarette and probably fake it, but never smoke it.
I'm really indifferent about smoking cigarettes and doing things on set, mostly because I don't know where it's come from. If I don't bring it myself, then I don't particularly want to do it or use it in any aspect of.
Kind of like your food.
But you know what's crazy? You could go on set and there's a big sign, no smoking. And then they asked the actor to smoke. So I said, they said, oh, we fanned it out of the studio. How the fuck do you fan it out of the studio?
That's how you know they actually hotbox that studio and they're lying to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can fan cigarette smoke out, you guys are in here hotboxing and I know it.
There you go.
So that's what they say. Oh, we fanned it out.
So
but wait a second. How do you look so young? I can't get over that.
She's young.
No, she looks.
She's not 18, but she's not 25 either.
No,
she's
she
probably
indicated
like
to me. She
26, 27.
I'm going to be 27 in
You
February.
really don't look it. You have a wonderful play range. You could play 17 to 20.
The bangs help, though.
And it really helps.
He says that I have a nice age play range, and I was like, thank you.
A beautiful age play range.
So here, I want to
see
talk
when
about.
You get to be my age, you only play grandfather. There's no age
I
range.
can't wait to get older so I can play swamp witches and stuff. That's my goal.
I'm
ready to get the raggedy hair out and start creeping kids out. Like that's what I want.
I don't think you're ever going to have an old-looking face. I think you're like me. I'm 84, and I look good for 84.
He's about to be 85.
I'll be 85 soon. And I think you're going to be just like me. You're going to be 85 with a younger face.
All right, so I want to brag. I'm going to give some of the titles of some of the stuff you've been in. So last week our guest was Paris Randall, which I guess you know. I don't know if you know him, but the Killer
I don't know that I know him, and this happens all the time to me, and I feel so bad because.
Well, I don't think the movie's come out yet. Killer Cox with Lloyd Kaufman, Angel Nicole Bradford, Robert Best, Paris Randall, Douglas Epps, and you. So almost all those people have been on. Actually, all those people have been on our show, except for Douglas Epps, but he's a friend of mine. And I just think that because I love the poster and everything that I saw for it, which seemed like it was a lot of fun. Another thing that I think is cool, and I'm going to actually play the trailer for it, and I'm bringing this up because we had Caitlin Newberry on our show about December, the second week of December. We had her and Sharni Vincent. It's our biggest show we've ever had. It got 21 million plays. But
getting back to forgetting a name. No, I want to go in there. I was at a function in a parking lot, and I was talking to this very famous movie star, very famous. And as I'm talking to her, I looked at her. I said, "Please, I forgot who you are." And she looked at me. She said, "I'm Barbara Eden." I said, "Oh, okay."
She won't know who Barbara Eden is.
She was I Dream of Jeannie.
She's not
I know who I Dream of Jeannie is.
Okay. So wait, I want to go back.
A famous actress.
So you have this movie, The Curse of Lilith Ratchet. I don't know if you're in it a lot or a little, but I actually pulled the trailer just because Caitlin's in it also. How did you like Caitlin, first of all?
Love Caitlin. I liked working with her a lot. She is probably one of the few people from that set that I still maintain solid contact with.
She was a sweetie. We loved her.
We love her. We met her at a red carpet event, and she was in a Mahal shooting here. She was in town shooting a Mahal Brothers film,
right?
And we had her come on. We had a blast. So I'm going to play this trailer real quick.
She's
so
a really terrific.
I haven't seen this trailer in ages, so this is exciting.
All right, you guys. So this is The Curse of Lilith Ratchet. Our guest Morrigan Thompson-Milam is in it. I got her name right. So check it out. We'll be right back. The Curse of Lilith Ratchet.
Do you guys have something you wanted to show me, or?
Oh, yeah. We actually found this at an estate sale today. We thought you might be interested.
You found a shrunken head at an estate sale. Lilith Ratchet took a hatchet and granted her lover a head in a basket. Just play the game and call her name, and one by one, You'll feel her pain.
Give her lover a head in a basket. Play the game, call her name after midnight.
I was going through some of the footage from the other night, and I think I caught something on camera.
What are you talking about? What did you see?
I think it looks super well done.
That looks
But I don't
spooky.
see you. Are you in that trailer?
Hold on 1 second. Can I have just like 1 second? I do have a 7-month-old, and I'd like to go check on him really fast. He's sick, and I can hear him screaming.
Oh, go check. We'll
Go,
talk.
please.
We're gonna play another trailer while you're
Yeah,
gone.
go.
So you guys,
Absolutely.
we have another trailer, you guys, and this movie actually also has Angel Nicole Bradford in it. And we played it when she was here, and the name of the movie was Crack Coon. It came out in 2024, and it's kind of like a play off of Cocaine Bear. But this one's like, instead of a bear, it's a raccoon. So here, check it out, everybody. Here's the trailer for Crack Coon.
Old Denny here's got something a little extra special for you two tonight.
What the fuck you talking about?
Bro, I'm talking about the latest thing to hit town. Acid mind drainage.
Come on, man, it's my turn.
What you're seeing is the effects of a designer so-called street drug.
Tonight is gonna be the most epic night of our lives, man.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Danny, the party's over. What are we gonna do?
Be careful out there today.
Oh, well, it's not like anything major is going to happen. It never does. I need you to give the sheriff a call. We got 2 dead bodies up here on the mountain. I don't know. Maybe a bear or a mountain lion? I'm not sure.
I am telling you, it's a killer raccoon, okay? It's all fucked up on drugs and shit.
Coon can't be.
I love that. I think that's like
That
fucking
poor raccoon.
Oh, it's not a real raccoon. It's like a fake raccoon. I love it though. I think it's a lot of fun, you guys. I loved Cocaine Bear. Ron didn't really like it that much, but I thought Cocaine Bear was awesome.
And if you just tuned in, our guest has a baby, and the baby was a little ill and crying. So our guest went to tend to her kid's condition.
And actually, and our guest name today is Morrigan Thompson-Milam. I have to make sure I get it right. So
I wonder if that M was an N. It's Milan.
No, it's Milam.
I know, but I wonder if it was. Was your name originally with an N instead of an M at the end?
Which my married name?
Your last, it's your husband's name.
It's got an M. M-I-L-A-M. Milam.
Because if it had an N, it could be Milan.
We're just 1 letter off.
Yes,
Right.
you're 1 letter off. Is everything okay with the baby?
How's the baby?
Absolutely fine. I gave him a little bit of infant Tylenol. He's gonna have a snack and take a nap.
There you go.
Are you breastfeeding?
No, not with him. But this next one I would like to. I really would.
Yeah. My wife breastfed.
Are you pregnant now too?
I'm not saying anything or confirming or anything.
Okay. Nothing.
Okay, nothing.
But,
Yes,
but
bad
my
luck.
my
Okay.
wife breastfed both our children, our daughters, and she accumulated so much milk in her breasts that we were at dinner one night, and she had a white satin blouse on, and suddenly the entire satin blouse was soaking wet with milk. So she had to have a pump, and she carried it in her bag. When she indulged, Engorged. She went in the ladies' room and pumped out milk. She
Now
could have.
we have these like wireless, like cordless breast pumps that you can literally wear and nobody even knows that you have them.
You're kidding me.
No, it's awesome. You can
So
pump
then you'll never leak.
I love it.
And you
it's
could
nice
store
because I've ruined a lot of shirts. I was on a podcast doing a video interview like this right after I had my baby, and I had that very thing happen to me while I was on the podcast, and I was like, wow, there's probably a lot of creepy dudes out there that I've accumulated from my youth doing the things that I have done that appreciate this. I personally am not having a good time here.
So while you were gone, we played the trailer also for Crackcoon because we played that before because it's so dumb that it's fun.
I loved Crackcoon. I would love Crackcoon even if I wasn't in it. It's so. My favorite part is the way Bert the raccoon is always tossed.
Yes,
I liked him. I'm sorry they killed him. I didn't like that they shot him.
I know. I was sad that Bert had to go. Even though,
me too. I kind of liked him. I didn't care that he was eating people.
no, he was adorable. Bert was a little cutie pie.
So
I thought he was cute also.
You have a couple of films that you like. We've had almost everybody, like the main people from the cast, on the show. So I thought we would bring some of those up, and that's like our 6 degrees of separation. One of them is the Farmhouse Murders, which I have not seen yet, but I will see because it's got Eric Roberts. Larry Hankin has not been on the show, but Eliza Roberts, Sandy Johnson, Angel Nicole Bradford, Nicole Butler, Sean Phillips, and Robert Best. They've all been on the show. And what kind of horror movies are your favorite?
Like to watch or to be in?
Both.
So my favorite horror movies to watch are mostly right now I'm into zombie films. It kind of hasn't really changed since my youth. I like zombie movies, and I am quite partial to a really good werewolf movie. And I mean like an actually good werewolf movie like Dog Soldiers.
Yes, that's a good one.
I like those to act in, though. I like a lot of gore. I like over the top, particularly trauma style films. I do try to avoid, now that I've kind of gotten a little older, being the full nude, scantily clad gal, but I am not opposed to being in movies like that and just being absolutely covered in muck. It doesn't even have to be blood. It could be green goo. It could be black muck, whatever it is. I thoroughly enjoy stuff like that. Body horror, all that.
Isn't it hard to get that stuff off? Like Ron won't get bloody because he doesn't want it in his hair because the blood can come out.
It
Makes
depends
my hair pink.
using, I suppose. I've found that none of it is really hard to get off. What is unfortunate is if you have skin conditions like me, I have eczema, so I have patches of dry skin at times. The blood and stuff will die.
Yeah.
Yes, your skin.
My patches, so I walk out looking like a fucking spotted leopard. It's great.
Yeah, but if that blood gets in my hair's pink, and
Yeah.
I have to
that is
bleach
another
it. I have
negative.
to use bleach to get it out.
If you are a light-haired, colored like person,
Right.
you can't do a lot of blood and stuff. You have to be there are bloods that you can use that don't stain, but the majority of indie people are going to use spirit stage blood, and that will stain the shit out of your hair. It'll stain your skin.
I think what I will try if I have to do it is ketchup, because ketchup I don't think will stain my hair.
I bet if you liquefied it a little bit and darkened it up, it would probably look legit.
Oh, but ketchup years ago is what they used.
Yeah, and then you can put your fries in it after you're done. That's perfect.
There you go. So you did another film too, Slaughter on the Set, and
She's got a good sense of humor.
I'm really good friends with Robert Lasardo and Tamara Glenn, and Wesley Cannon, who we know from going to premieres all the time, and Angel's also in it. I don't know what that one's about either because I haven't seen it.
I don't know if it's going to. It's another one of those movies that I have not heard a whole lot from. There's turmoil between some of the higher ups, I like to call them.
Yes, that happens a lot in indie film, unfortunately.
Yes. So I have been told that right now it's at a standstill, which is unfortunate because I really liked my character. I thought that the film was really fun. Everybody's chemistry was good. I really liked working with Drew. I did not get to work with Robert Lasardo.
He's a
person.
great guy, though. He's a great guy.
But we're
Sweetheart.
friends on Facebook and we chat all the time, and he seems like a really cool cat. So
Yeah, he's a cool cat, and Tamara Glynn's a cool cat too. She's been on our show a
Jimmy
couple
was so
times.
afraid to meet him. He thought he was going to be mean and horrible. I said, no, he's Italian and he's from Brooklyn like me. So how could he be mean and horrible?
no, he seems like he's
Nobody.
a guy. But I also get along with dudes way better than I get along with women most of the time. So
No, we
most
met him.
actresses find that. I know a lot of actresses that get along with gay men better than straight men, and they prefer to be in the company of gay men.
I love being in the company of gay men in comparison to straight male actors, because most of the time those are the ones you got to watch out for.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm fun on a set. I got thrown off a set almost because the guy was wiring me, and he was trying to go up my pants, and I'm standing up. He couldn't get the wire up. So I said, I'll drop my pants. I had underwear on. And I simply said to him, oh, by the way, while you're down there, and what's his name heard it?
Yeah, I can't.
What was it? The distributor.
Yeah, like the.
What was the distributor?
You can't talk about who.
Anyway, the distributor heard it, and they went nuts. I said, it's a fucking joke.
Oh my gosh, I am not going to survive on big sets. Oh no!
No, this wasn't that big either. This was like a $500,000 film. It wasn't a really big one, but they get strict about all that stuff.
And I was a stand-up comic who used a lot of cursing in my routine. So my life is cursing. I mean, I find cursing to be humor. I don't use it as evil. I don't use curse words to hurt. I make people laugh with curse words. And they're forever telling me on the set, Ron, watch your language. Watch your language.
I had to be reprimanded from the House That Eats Flesh because I was in the presence of one of our bigger named actresses, and
what? In presence of who?
One of the bigger
named actresses.
Bigger name.
I know her. She's
anyway. So she heard me say cunt,
and had a fit,
and pulled the director to the side and said, one of your actresses has a potty mouth. You should talk to her about it. Oh, that was me. And I just talked to her and she liked me.
That's just hilarious.
I was like, oh,
I mean, like what? If the word cunt was if the word cunt was in her script, she wouldn't say it. Bullshit.
See, I love using that word because it really weeds out the weak people.
Oh, I think so too. I love it. I think it's fantastic. So let me ask you this. If you could have been in any...
Oh, wait, I just want to say something. Listen, there's a movie you should watch. You're listening?
Yes.
Called Marcel's film where they cut a man's penis off. And
he's got 2 of them movies that he...
No, it's a real penis. The guy is naked. It's a real dick, you see. Then, of course, they put the prosthetic. But it's done so well that I almost fainted because I went...
He's got 2 of them.
You felt like they were doing it to you if you're a guy. And it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that was like Garden of Eden, I think.
You like gore.
If you like gore,
it was a good movie also. It wasn't a bad movie.
That out.
Garden of Eden. And he has one, Brute 1976. He's done Dick 3 times because that other one that...
Wait, and also they stabbed the guy in the eyeball. Ugh. No, you have to see that. You'd like that movie. Very gory and very bloody.
So let me ask you this question. I like to ask him. We didn't have time to ask our other guests, so I get to ask you. So if you could be in any movie that's ever been made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in? And then bucket list, male and female actor that you would love to like work with that you haven't worked with yet. You can't say something.
I already got the answer.
All right, go.
So if I could be in any movie ever made, I would have to say The Evil Dead 2.
Okay. Evil Dead 2.
I absolutely love Sam Raimi. I love Bruce Campbell. I got to play Ash Williams in a short film called Friday the 13th, The Awakening. And it was the most surreal moment of my life because I spent a lot of my childhood, like literal in diapers childhood, reenacting a lot of scenes from The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. And then if I could work with a female or male actor, anyone, it would probably be Bruce Campbell. And then I would like to work with Catherine Isabel.
Oh, I love Catherine Isabel.
Those are possibilities, you could happen.
I'm actually possibly doing a.
It could happen, those are not impossible.
I'm in talks with Bruce Campbell for something. And so if it all goes through, I'll see what we can do about getting you in. Because it's a TV series, not a movie. So you could come in as a cameo.
I am totally able to maintain professionalism. I did not squee when I met Felissa Rose, even though I wanted to.
Felissa
Rose! Good friend of ours. She's a good friend of ours.
She's an old buddy.
Yeah, she's a good friend of ours.
Awesome. And like I grew up watching her, so being next to her is kind of like one of those.
You're kidding. Wait a minute. I don't think she'd like that. You grew up watching her.
Yeah.
Felissa's not that old.
She's in her 50s.
Is she really in her 50s?
Yeah.
She looks good.
No, she looks terrific. She's very, very nice. Ron,
she's wonderful. I was in a movie with her. She was in one of my films, and I loved her. She's a kind woman with a great heart.
And she's been on the show 2 or 3 times.
And she has a wonderful love of her fellow worker.
She shows up to every single set and gives 110%, and that is something that I absolutely admire about that woman.
Actually,
I love Felissa. I've never had a hard word to say about her.
I actually wrote. Oh, you did a movie, Triple Xmas.
She has a lot.
I wrote it down.
She has a lot of children, and she works really hard supporting her family.
Oh, her kids are adorable. All of her kids are adorable. She posts. She
gorgeous.
Posts every once in a while, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
they're Italian. What do you want?
Don't make news.
They're Italian. No, she's a sweetheart.
What is one of your out of all your different films, do you have like 1 or 2 that are your favorite ones, or that were the most fun to make if they're not your favorites?
Okay, so I will say the most fun and my favorite film that I have made thus far is James Dean's Triple Xmas, because I enjoy. I'm kind of, I guess a lot of it's a contradiction, because I really like showing up, especially when I was like younger and going back to back with films. My favorite roles to play were kind of like the sleazier ones. But as I started getting more of those under my belt, I wanted more emotion and dialogue. I didn't quite care that I was showing up and getting my boobs out. What I cared about was that my boobs were out, but I wasn't talking. That's what irritated me, because like you can do sex and like proper emotion and all that other stuff. It can coincide, but indie creators refuse to do it.
Yes.
They like it's like something that they have like a block on for some reason. They won't they'll write a dumb slut trope, but they won't give her like dialogue to lead you to like that conclusion. They just get her tits out and kill her, and it makes me kind of want to like.
And you don't care that she got killed either.
Yeah, no, like let me get it.
I have that problem with a lot of film. There's no character development. And I think character development is the most important thing in a film, because if we're going to be rooting for the person or wanting them dead, we have to know who they are. If they read lines, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I need my character to have a little something, because like in they give that very specific, these people are supposed to die. Like a typical horror movie, they did that trope where it was like the sporty guy, the fool, the virgin, the whore, all of them. And what I liked about the girl that plays what was the whore is that she was brainy. You get to meet her before they feed into that trope of what she looks like. And she's actually super intellectual and really smart and funny. And you get to know her and like her before they like completely flip 180 and then kill her, essentially.
And then you feel bad.
Yeah, exactly. And James really did a good job at like giving his characters character development, along with giving the audience what they came for with a name like Triple Xmas. And that was really important to me. There's a scene in that movie where I'm yelling about a guy being on set that is a predator and not a good person. And as a sex worker, that holds near and dear to my heart, because a lot of that happens in real life. People that have bigger names, that have more notoriety, that are bad people, you always end up having to share space with these people. And I think it's absolute bullshit that nobody speaks up. So the fact that I got to have that moment of intense, like, who the fuck do you think you are bringing this motherfucker on a fucking set, man, like, really meant something to me in more ways than one.
I love it. I think it's terrific.
I
like how you just speak your mind too, actually.
I have no filter, and it's a beautiful gift and a curse.
He has it too.
I have no filter. Who needs a filter? Filters are for dead people.
That's right. I'll hold my tongue when I die, and then probably not. I'll talk to you through the Ouija board.
Exactly. No,
love it.
No, listen. I tell it like it is. If you stink, I say nothing. If you're good, I praise you. Like right now, I'm praising Michelle Dockerty. You know who she is?
Love Michelle.
I love her too. Go see
Flight Risk.
Flight Risk. The movie's not good, but it's all about her. She is in every scene. Watch her eyes and her face because she acts with her face like we did in the old days. I sat there saying to Jimmy, I could watch her all day long. She's brilliant. She's beyond brilliant. She's captivating. She knows how to hold you. And that's what we lack today. I work with a lot of big shot, supposedly, people. And they're so flat. They're so no dimension. And you're bored. You don't even give a shit if they die. You say, oh, he died. But Michelle Dockerty, it just, I adore her. We want to get her on our show.
I did one of my first films that I did was a silent film. It was a silent short film. It's on YouTube called Apartment 42. And I am very fervent when I tell people, specifically actors and actresses, you haven't done a movie until you do a silent film.
You haven't done a what?
You haven't done a movie until you do a silent film. You have to act. You have to actually act.
Yes, you do.
You actually have to, like, that alone will tell you if you are as good as you think you are. Acting in a silent film.
No, I think that's true.
I believe that because my mother was a silent movie child actress, but my mother, all her life, was an actress, even when she was my mother. So I grew up with my mother with all that shit because she was totally theatrical. My friends used to crack up laughing from her because she was very on. And I think a lot of that I inherited from her because when I act, I tell Jimmy, I act with my face. And I do things like this, you know, I do that when I work.
So hang on, we've only got 2 minutes, you guys. So number one, I know you're going someplace this weekend to sign autographs. Tell everybody where you're going.
I'm going to Acronomicon. It is being held in Akron, Ohio, Saturday, February 1st. I believe you can start piling in around 11 a.m. and we will be going until 6 or 7 p.m. I'll be showing my short film, Martian Girl Massacre, at 3 p.m. And then the rest of the time, I will be sitting at my booth selling movies, taking photos with everybody, getting to chit chat.
I love it. It's fabulous.
Very good.
And we also want to thank Matt Chasen for setting this interview up.
Yes.
I love Matt Chasen. He's the coolest guy ever.
And what's your baby's name?
My baby's name is Rowan.
Rowan.
Oh, that's so cute.
Nice name.
That's a really cute name. So how cold is it in Ohio right now?
Right now, I think it's about 20-ish degrees, maybe 30 max.
That's just way too fucking cold.
Right.
That's
too cold, bro. We're not good. We're old. Our bones hurt in that cold weather.
I don't like.
You know, Jimmy and I are married, so we're just an old married couple who sits in Palm Springs with all the old.
It was 50. It's 50
with all
degrees,
the old
and both of our
queens.
knees are hurting. It's 50 degrees, and we go outside and we can't walk because our knees hurt.
We went to the movies last night to see Michelle, her movie, and come get at the movie. The two of us were barely able to walk.
We couldn't,
and it was 52.
When I have to go outside and scrape my car, my hands become unusable. Like my knuckles freeze up and my joints harden, and it hurts really bad.
No, it's no good. So I have one more question for you before we go.
So why are you not in California?
Because it's on fire right now.
That's good. That was a good answer.
Guess why I'm not in California.
Are you on? I didn't see you on Instagram. Do you not do social media?
I have social media. I tagged you guys in a bunch of posts, but there's a good chance I might be shadow banned because social media doesn't like me.
Okay. I don't have to
We like you.
We like you, though. So
that's all that matters to me. I'll
care. Go back and look. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Best of luck with everything. Congratulations on the baby and being a mom and your career. And we only want wonderful things for you.
And you're terrific. And I think your terrificness is going to take you places. Stay terrific.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody.
Nice
Thank you so much. We had a great show today. I hope you guys loved it, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Survive. can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest up to date celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. So come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.